Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God, Yahweh. And I do so in the name of His begotten Son, Yahweh Shah, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. This is Social Tazawam, or y'all, back at it again with another sit down, right? So they want to get into this article, right? Tesla driver found the perfect place to keep his car key. And I'm about to explain later on, after I read, certain things in this article, on why I'm getting into this article. Tesla driver found the perfect place to keep his car key and planted in his hand. All right. Now, those who are in the faith, right, should already, my scripture should already come to mind when they see and plant it in his hand. But those who are not, so like it, those who are new into this walk coming in. All right, I explain why I'm getting to this later. Right. I'm just calling him Brandon. That's his name. Brandon had the chip implanted into his right hand by a professional piercer for $400. The procedure was made possible through a beta testing group for Vivo Key, a biotech company. The chip uses the same NFC technology that makes Apple Pay work. And we already know what Apple Pay does, right? A tiny chip inserted into the right hand of Tesla owner Brandon is now all he needs to unlock his vehicle. Right? So he could basically just wave, he go to his car, wave his hand, and his car is unlocked, right? Let's get Salakia. And that's the video right there. The chip is contactless and covered in a biocompatible substance. It uses the same near-field communication that makes Apple Pay possible. And the reason why I'm getting into this, right? Because for those who don't know, the RFID chip, is the mark of the beast, according to scripture, right? And we're gonna prove that. Let's get Revelation chapter 13. Oh, and I want to make another point too. It shows the fact that the chip is a physical thing. It's one that it's already here, but it's not forced yet, and it's gonna be a physical thing implanted in somebody, right? Because some Israelites think that the chip, or the mark of the beast is like religion, right? Which makes no sense. This is Revelation chapter 13, verse 16. And he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Now let's go into the word mark here, right? The word mark in the Strong's G5480, charagma, which means a stamp and imprinted mark. And if you're imprinting something, right, you something To a print, you're putting something in. You're putting something inside something. Like something, right? Like for example, if I'm saying I want to impregnate this female with my seed, right? I want to imprint her. I want to imprint my seed in her womb, right? I want to plant something inside her. So that's what imprint means. So that just shows the fact how it's the mark of the beast is religion. All right. Verse 17, and that no man might buy or sell. See? And we already see right here that he has that same chip he has planted in him has that same technology that Apple. So like let's go into it right here if I want to butcher it. The chip uses the same NFC technology that makes Apple Pay work, right? So technically he can use that chip to buy something also, instead of him unlocking his door or unlocking his car. Right? And I'll say this can be like stuff like that will, like, since it's not forced yet, they'll try they'll try to make it a cool thing to do, right? Like, see, if you get a chip right here, if you get a chip implanted inside of you, you don't even need your keys, right? You can just swipe your hand, right, on the door or whatever, and boom, your door is unlocked, right? Anyways, read this again. And that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. And it's important to know what the mark is. So, right, you'll know the consequences on receiving this thing that's implanted into you, right? It's important for you to know what the mark of the beast is, so you know what not to do. Right? You have in your mind to say, if I get this chip, right? If I receive this mark, then this will happen to me, which we will get into the next scripture. This is Revelation chapter 14, verse 9. And the third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast in his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Right, and that beast is, talking about Esau. And this image is talking about the ideals. You can learn more when you just type in Sakari, image of the beast, right? To get that full understanding. And receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand. Verse 10. And the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of God. Right, so if you receive this mark, right, this chip, the Most High will kill you, right? Which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels, and in the presence of the Lamb. Right, you're going to burn that in it, and you're going to die when them ICBM missiles hit America. So that's why it's important to know what the chip is, right? As we see right here, because once you find out what the chip is, right, and then find out what will happen to you if you take this chip, right? You'll have second thoughts, right? Right, you have a second thought on if somebody tell you to take some, such such if somebody tell you to take the chip, you have this scripture in mind. It's going to if you don't take the chip. This is Revelation chapter 20, verse 4. And I saw thrones, and they sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahweh and for the word of Yahweh, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahweh 1,000 years. Right. So if you don't receive this mark, right, you get to reign with Yahweh for 1,000 years. And I want to say that's why it's important to meditate in the laws day and night. Especially it's important to meditate in prophecy, right? As we see right here that as we read Revelations, right, about the mark of the beast, which is prophecy, and if you receive the mark, you'll die, which is prophecy, right? Let's go to Revelation chapter 3, verse 10 to further to let's substantiate to Revelation chapter 3, verse 10. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. As I just did a sit down on overcoming temptations, right? Was not too long ago. Be sure to look at that, which shall come upon all the world, right? Which, the hour of temptations, will come. It's going to be a time where brothers and sisters in this walk, will be tempted to do things that they know that they're not supposed to do. As I'm getting, as for the topic, right, the mark of the beast. Once that is forced, brothers and sisters are going to be tempted during that day. Especially when you're hungry and you got kids, right? You're going to be tempted to take that chip, but you should already have that in your mind, which is why I wanted to get into this which I wanted to touch on the mark of the beast, so brothers and sisters can have in their mind, right? When if I take, right, this chip, I'm going to die. So they can be kept from that hour to that day, right? They can be grounded, which is why it's important to stay in the laws day and night. Stay in the prophecies. Revelation chapter 3, verse 10, read this again. Because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Right. Let me jump to verse 12 real quick. Now read to 12. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Right. Hold fast. Hold fast is the knowledge, the wisdom and knowledge, right? Hold fast the law, statutes, commandments. Always be always thinking about prophecy, and right, always thinking about prophecy, right? Also, him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God. You overcome, right? You overcome that day, right? As you see, what we read in Revelation chapter 14. Those who were beheaded, that didn't take that didn't take that chip, right? They was able to rule with Yahweh 1,000 years. So that'll be you overcoming temptation then, right? Him that cometh will I make a pillar in my temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and I will write upon him my new name. Right. Let's go back. To Revelations. Let's go to 15. Verse 1 to 2. This is Revelations chapter 15, verse 1. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues. For in them is filled up the wrath of on God, right? Verse 2. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, right? Those who didn't take, right? And over his image and over his mark, right? And over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, having the harps of God. Salakia. Right, and these are those and this what we talking about, getting as we was. This is talking about those like again who's had victory. Overcame. I'm not taking that mark, right? These are the people who be able to, be in the chariots, right? Watching America be burnt up. All right. Which is a blessing, right? To see Mystery Babylon, right? That wicked city be burnt up. And your enemies being burnt up, right? So the point of me getting into this is to show that if you don't take the chip, if you don't take the chip, you get to see that great city be burnt up. All right. That's what I'm trying to make. That's it for the lesson. I hope it was edifying. With that, I want to say shalom.